You're under oath. 3 words that should terrify anyone who just called the FBI headquarters a deep state museum and threatened to come after journalists and critics. What you're about to see is Senator Klobuchar systematically dismantling Kash Patel's nomination with his own recorded statements while he melts down in real time, threatening lawmakers on live television.
I'm not a doctor, so no.
But you did promote this supplement and told people that it would reverse or mitigate the side effects from COVID vaccine.
Did I give people an opportunity to make an independent choice for what's best for their families? Yes.
You did that last year, correct?
I don't have it in front of me again, Senator.
Mr. Patel, the FBI tackles some of the most complex threats that we face: terrorists, hostile foreign powers, violent gangs, fentanyl, criminal organizations. Your mission, though, has been to go after people. I've looked at it. I've read this stuff. Yes or no? When Trump wins, did you say this? When Trump wins in 2024 and is in power in 2025, we can prosecute them, referring to Justice Department officials for an actual RICO statute violation, for criminally organizing the United States government to break the law to rig presidential elections. Did you say that, yes or no?
Again, Senator, you're reading a partial statement, so I'm unable to fully respond.
Okay, again, we'll put it on the record. X22 report podcast 20, that is from, I'll get you the date, about a year ago. One of the names on your list was Bill Barr. Chairman Grassley has called him one of the most capable cabinet officials I've ever been able to vote for. Senator Graham has said, I have nothing but total respect and admiration for the job done by William Barr as Attorney General of the United States. Is Bill Barr on your list of whatever you want to call them, been referred to as an enemies list? You've called them deep state after serving his country as the Attorney General of the United States. Is he on your list because of a personal vendetta?
Well, it's not whatever we want to call it, Senator. With all due respect, it's not an enemies list. That is a total mischaracterization.
I asked you,
And-
I actually used the words you used for the list, which was deep state, right? That's what you put at the top.
It is a glossary
Against
in
the
the
Attorney
back.
General of the United States. Is it because of a personal vendetta that he's on the list? You're under oath.
I have no personal vendetta against Bill
Okay,
Barr.
he said about you, you would never be able to command the respect necessary to run the day-to-day operations of the Bureau. That was actually in writing in his book. He had virtually, about you, no experience that would qualify you to serve at the highest level of the world's preeminent law enforcement agency, and that your appointment, as noted by Senator Durbin as Deputy Director to the FBI, would happen over his dead body. Is it, yes or no, why you would put him on the list of deep state as a former Attorney General, Trump Attorney General of the United States, because he wouldn't break the law for Donald Trump? Is that why?
Absolutely not.
As you know, he repeatedly told the president in no uncertain terms that he did not see evidence of fraud that would have affected the outcome of the election. Did you say in February of 2021 that the election stuff was never my job and I stayed out of that stuff?
Again, I don't know what comment you're referring to, but I'm sure you're reading a piece of something.
You said it on Pushback on a podcast. Is it true, though, that in December of 2020, you reached out to the Trump acting Deputy Attorney General and asked him to investigate a conspiracy theory claiming that people in Italy had used military technology and satellites to remotely tamper with voting machines in the U.S. and switch votes for Trump from Trump to Biden? Is that true?
What was the date?
That was out of December of 2020.
I was Chief of Staff to the Department of Defense, so I don't believe that's accurate in any way.
Okay, that came out of testimony before Congress. I will give it to you. Have you referred to the media as the most powerful enemy of the United States that they have ever seen? Is that right?
Again, you're reading a quote. I take that
Speech
you're
to
reading it accurately.
CPAC 22324. You said we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens who helped Joe Biden rig the elections. We're going to come after you whether it's criminally or civilly. Is that something you said?
That's a partial statement of what I said.
Steve Bannon's podcast. You also said you would put the entire fake news mafia press corps on your list. Is that correct? Is that what you said?
I don't have that in front of me.
Benny Johnson's podcast 82123. You have said that the FBI, including today, You said that they remain utterly corrupt. This is an agency with agents who have taken down terrorists, taken down bank robbers, taken down crime. And you wrote that the FBI has become so thoroughly compromised that it will remain a threat to the people unless drastic measures are taken. Do you know that under Chris Wray's leadership, he took over at a very difficult time, we all know that, appointed by President Trump, that during his tenure, the applications to the FBI has in fact tripled? Do you think people would be applying to that agency like in those numbers if they thought it was so corrupt?
The American public's trust in it is at 40%. That's an all-time low.
Did you say that the FBI headquarters should be shut down and reopened as a museum of the deep state?
Mr. Chairman, are we allowed to go an extra time?
Let's see, you get a second round. Before I call on Senator Lee.
Could he just answer the question if he said that the FBI headquarters, where they investigate cybercrime and terrorism, should be shut down and opened as a deep state?
Hey, Mr. Chair.
As a museum? Did he say that the headquarters should be shut down?
Mr. Chair.
I deserve an answer to that question. He is asking to be head of the FBI, and he said that their headquarters should be shut down.
Mr. Chair, parliamentary inquiry.
You got anything you want to say, Mr. Patel, before I go on to Senator Lee?
Simply this. If the best attacks on me are going to be false accusations and grotesque mischaracterizations, the only thing this body is doing is defeating the credibility of the men and women at the FBI. I stood with them here in this country. In every theater of war we have, I was on the ground in service of this nation. And any accusations leveled against me that I would somehow put political bias before the Constitution are grotesquely unfair. And I will have you reminded that I have been endorsed by over 300,000 law enforcement officers to become the next director of the FBI. Let's ask them.
Mr. Chairman, I am quoting his own words from September of 2024. It is his own words. It is not some conspiracy. It is what Mr. Patel actually said himself. Facts matter.
You forget that you had 3 minutes in the next round to say what you just said.
Okay, I'll say them again.
Okay. Before I call Lee.
Mr. Chair, just parliamentary inquiry, and it was on time. It wasn't disputing any of the debate, but I intend to keep to my 7 minutes, and I appreciate you keeping everyone to it. If we go over, can we have that decrement against the time in the second round? If a member goes over, that was actually 10 minutes, Mr. Chair.
I'm not sure that I want to, sometimes it's faster to get things done here, just letting people shout and than it does to shut them up.
Mr. Chairman.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman.
Before we go to Lee.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, what do you want?
I love this guy. Mr. Chairman, I'm unlike Senator Tillis. I mean, if we're going to start this, I want an extra 3 minutes.
Well,
now, my friend Senator Klobuchar
I'm
went
not,
3 minutes over.
So, here what you're saying is the chairman wasn't a very good chairman by not shutting her up. But I've gone through this before, and I think I know how to handle it and get this done.
I think you're a star-spangled awesome chairman. I just want to say that for the record. But if you're going to let somebody over there go 3 minutes over, I want my extra 3 minutes.
Well, let's see if it's abused by anybody else before we make that decision.
I'm just telling you, I'm going to abuse it.
Well, I'm not going to let you abuse it.
What Senator Klobuchar did in that hearing wasn't just questioning, it was a masterclass in how to expose someone who fundamentally misunderstands the institution they're nominated to lead. She didn't resort to grandstanding or dramatic rhetoric. Instead, she methodically laid out a pattern of statements that revealed Patel's true relationship with law enforcement, democracy, and the rule of law. The power of Klobuchar's approach lies in its surgical precision, each question built on the last, creating an inescapable web of contradictions. When she asked about shutting down FBI headquarters as a deep state museum, she wasn't just highlighting one inflammatory comment. She was exposing someone who views the nation's premier law enforcement agency as an enemy rather than an institution worthy of leadership. Patel's responses tell us everything we need to know about how he would run the FBI. His refusal to directly answer whether he made these statements his claims that he didn't have documents in front of him, and his attempts to reframe clear quotes as partial statements reveal a fundamental discomfort with accountability. This is particularly damaging because the FBI director must be someone who can face tough questions with clarity and honesty. The most chilling moment came when Klobuchar pressed him about threatening journalists and critics. Patel's recorded statements about coming after media figures and creating lists of perceived enemies aren't just concerning rhetoric. They represent a fundamental misunderstanding of what law enforcement should be. The FBI exists to investigate crimes based on evidence, not to pursue political vendettas against critics. Klobuchar also exposed the hollowness of Patel's qualifications defense. When confronted with former Attorney General Bill Barr's assessment that Patel lacks the experience to run the FBI, Patel couldn't explain why someone Trump himself appointed would end up on his deep state list, except that Barr refused to break the law for Trump. This admission reveals that Patel's definition of loyalty runs counter to the oath every law enforcement officer takes. The exchange about election fraud claims was equally damaging. Patel's inability to acknowledge that courts, including Republican judges, rejected these claims shows someone who prioritizes political narrative over legal reality. An FBI director who can't distinguish between evidence and conspiracy theories poses a direct threat to the integrity of federal investigations. What makes this particularly dangerous is that Patel isn't just another political nominee. He's someone seeking to lead an agency with extraordinary investigative powers. His statements suggest he would use those powers not to serve justice, but to settle scores and advance political agendas. When law enforcement becomes a tool of personal or political retribution, democracy itself is at risk. Klobuchar's questioning revealed that beneath Patel's claims of supporting law enforcement lies a fundamental hostility to independent institutions. This isn't about partisan politics. It's about whether someone who views federal law enforcement as corrupt and conspiratorial can effectively lead it. The answer, based on his own words, is clearly no.